everyone. Welcome to the 13th episode of Owlbear's Roost. I am your dungeon mistress of the game, and I am joined by some lovely role players today in their ongoing adventure. Last we left off, there was a small encounter with some shadowy creatures in the woods. The party was able to dispatch them and made their way back to Sanctuary, the longer-term encampment for the people of Barosia. The group had a conversation with Peter, the priest of the Temple of Phos, the lake god, in trying to remove the curse which befalls a civilian you picked up along the way, Georgia. And as the party began to settle down for the evening, we rejoined them. Before we do continue, I do want to note, if you have not been regularly watching my streams lately, I've been having internet issues every day at 11. I'm in the process of trying to figure it out and why it keeps doing that. So if the stream cuts out for a little bit in about an hour, that is why. Please not worry, it'll be back in like 5 seconds. Very well.
Riot, we're rioting.
How dare you?
Very well then. Zara, you had found yourself under a tree and was resting for some time. Is there anyone else who wanted to do anything before they head to bed?
I think she was gonna attempt to attune to the eye again. I think.
Okay.
All right, and Prim was gonna check out the teeth.
Ready. We will join Zara.
Me.
How do you attempt to tune to the eye? How are you focusing yourself?
She takes a minute, then takes a deep breath, pulls out the eye, studies it, looks at it, tries to figure out every little detail of it.
And as you're doing that, you once again feel that sort of furry mouth clench around the eye and attempt to pull it away from you. What do you do?
She holds on.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh Lord.
You see as the cat looks at you, and then is gone in a flash of light. The eye is still in your hand. You look forward and the cat is looking at you from the end of an alleyway. The eye is just watching you.
We checks her surroundings.
You're no longer in sanctuary. The building's growing around you.
Does she notice anyone looking? Except for the cat.
Perception. At first, it's hard to tell. People going about their days around. Merchants at the end of the alleyways. Pushing carts. But just as the cat stares at you, they all do too. Each and every eye fixated upon you. And as you watch, Zara, you see on everyone, cat included, the eyes begin to melt out of their socket. Do you continue to focus your energies?
Also with the cat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she continues to focus.
Wisdom save. As you try to focus your concentration, as everyone begins to melt around you. You're a little shaken up, but you're able to focus. You blink again. You look around. You're back in Sanctuary. You have this uneasy feeling around you. You knew where you were. You've seen that alleyway before. You didn't know it at the time, but it might as well have been everyone watching you. Because that's all it took, was one. The cat is curled up in your lap, sleeping away, its eyes seemingly back in their sockets. You feel connected to the eye. And you think that you've succeeded. Zara, you have now connected yourself to the eye of Newt.
Commander? Sorry.
Yeah, it was a Halloween item, so Eye of Newt, you know, it's a triple, trial, double and boil. Yeah, you know how it is.
Ooh, okay.
If you need to know when the full moons are.
If would I know that?
You can give me a. I'll let you pick between, like, well, there's gonna be a few different things: history, survival, or nature. Because the moons are, or religion actually would be another one. Because the moons are extremely important in all of those.
History, survival, nature, or religion.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zara being who she is and why she is where she is, she would rely on her survival skins, Jesus Christ, skills to stay on top of shit, so I think. Oh, well. She's
You've got
very
no
good at
idea.
surviving.
If you want to look up in the sky, though, I could kind of.
I think that's a cloud. Oh, I can't see it.
Let's see, what is today? The 12th of Defero? It looks kind
That's a
of dark,
moon.
dog. It looks well. There's three different.
do
The
I
thing
see it?
is, there's three
wait.
moons, dog.
Oh God. Yup. Fuck the moon. I never cared about them anyways.
There is three of them. So just so you guys to know, there are three moons: Fengar, Noctis, and Marama. Oh my god. Fengar is your stereotypical Luna moon, white, bright. Noctis is a dark moon. Even when it has the full sun shining on it and it's a full moon, it's made of like a darker material, darker rock that sits in the sky, and it's a darker color. Kind of only has like a little halo around it of light. And then there's Marama, which is the blue moon. That one is very far away and very small, hence the phrase, once in a blue moon.
I never liked the moonlight anyways. I only like the dark. I don't care about the moons.
Well, you have that ability. It does have a charge. But as of now, you might have to do a little bit more intelligence gathering to understand where the moons are.
I think with Zara having seen the place that she's seen, it's not a good idea to sleep outside because it's like, it's snowy and cold, but
it's the middle of winter, yeah. Yeah, that would be intelligent.
Good thing she's not smart. That's me. That's not Zara saying that. Just...
Alrighty.
Yeah, no, she's sleeping outside.
Very well. She is sleeping outside or inside?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't want to go back. Unless she immediately in the close area would find a secluded spot for herself, no one looking, she could go inside. But if she thinks that there's other people and she's gonna be noticed, she's gonna stay outside.
You're in a pretty small tent with your companions, so if you're staying outside, I am gonna need a Constitution saving throw, as it is very fucking cold.
Hold on, I close my character sheet.
Question: if someone lies outside with her, does that count as a help action?
I don't think she knows where she is.
No. I'm just curious.
It would depend, but fortunately...
Okay, I was just curious. Okay.
Zara, you've slept out in the cold before. You're not too worried about it, but you are bundled up, and it is freezing. You don't get the best of sleep, but you get enough.
She actually has a little tiny furnace on her lap.
This is true. You do have a little shit. Yeah, a little cat who is able to keep you warm.
Runs off in the middle of the night, probably. Yeah.
No, she's snuggling.
Okay.
That said, I don't think she is a furnace. Because she's cold, if you remember.
I did not remember that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's yeah. So
Great.
maybe the fur, but there's not a lot of body heat.
I gotcha.
Alrighty, let's move over to Primrose. Prim, what are you doing to...
Prim is currently shoving the band of teeth into her mouth and wearing them like dentures.
Are you in the tent with everyone while you're doing this?
Yes.
So, everyone other than Zara, you just are witnessing as Prim is putting this grody teeth bracelet in her mouth.
She's trying to make it make click sounds.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It tastes horrible. You hear a voice in your head. What on earth are you doing? You make a mockery of everything I've done for you.
She tries to respond snugly and accidentally spits the teeth out of her mouth.
Well done.
He's jealous.
Jealous of a child playing with things she can't even comprehend.
I can comprehend it just fine. The teeth, look, and then she puts them back in her mouth.
It's a bracelet. When I granted you your freedom. The voice kind of in your head moves behind you. You can almost feel the putrid breath on your neck. I didn't
Shudders a little bit.
expect you to be so careless. Don't you wish for more, my dear?
Not if it's coming from you. You've given more than enough.
You haven't repaid me. You wanted immortality, and all you've shown me is that it was a waste of my power.
I wanted not to be dead.
Well, I wonder how badly you wanted it. If you were just gonna waste it like this. You could always take it back. Let your corpse rot instantly. Leave you nothing but ichor and bone. Is that what you want, little Rose?
What do you want from me?
I want you to stop being an idiot. I want you to
Can people
show.
see? Can people see her like having this conversation with herself?
That's a good question. Up to you, Primrose. Are you speaking aloud or are you speaking in your head?
I would probably be speaking in Elvish, I assume. What's the language for the... You look, yeah, Wood Elf.
Mm-hmm. So if anyone speaks Elvish.
Whoops.
Uh
I forgot how to do the thing. Oh well. Doesn't matter.
Sorry, my nose is a little stuffed. Yeah, it'd be Wood Elvish. No, she appears to be just speaking in Elvish. Distracted.
I will say, I thought I had more than one language. I think
do.
that it's all messed up. Okay. Okay,
You
it's
do.
just all
You
messed
just.
up. Okay, cool.
No, it's
Yes.
alright. It's just because. Where's the rest of your languages? Oh no, there it is. I see it. It's just the reason it's like that is. There we go. It's right above. There you go.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so she's speaking in Elvish, then Lavetta's just kind of stood there, like looking at her curiously.
It's quiet for a bit, Primrose. You can't sense the presence around you. And then you feel the breath upon your face. It smells like a bog. Caucuses. Do you need my guidance again, child?
Face is sort of scrunched up a little bit from that amazing bouquet of God knows what. The wrist, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, thought as much. She just takes the spit-covered tooth bracelet. Take two.
You feel bony.
Oh,
They're not hands. They kind of feel like fingers. But you feel them around your fingers and kind of gently going up your hand. Let me guide you, my dear. All it takes is a simple click. And you kind of feel the fingers almost twisting around your hand. That's all you gotta do, little Rose.
she tries to, I guess, like, not snap as in rip apart the band, but click the teeth together.
How do you mean?
Like, pull it back like a rubber band.
Oh, like that. Nothing happens. He does the motion again where it feels like the fingers are twisting around your hand. And you can feel them on your wrist as they spin around. Like this, dear. So easy. What you've got to do.
I'll try and mimic it the best I can. Do you want to roll performance?
No, it'd be sleight of hand. What you can do with the teeth is they're kind of interlocked, and if you're
Right.
trying to spin it around, you can either spin the whole thing around your wrist or spin one of the bands. That's up to you.
I'll spin one of the bands.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Be really morbid if, because they were like animal teeth, that'd be animal handling. Anyway.
You take your other hand and place it on just one of the bands. Just gently spin it. And the second you do, the entire hand disconnects from your arm and flops on the ground. Everyone else in the room, you witness this as Primrose's hand completely just falls on the ground. At the end of the stump of the hand is one half of the tooth bracelet. The other half is still on Primrose's hand. And you see as the hand falls to the ground and then kind of gets up and is propping itself up on all your fingers. Primrose, Zara, you're not in the room. Primrose.
No, but I'm very excited.
Primrose, I need a special roll from you, as this is horrifying to witness.
It's horrifying what my thoughts are right now with this.
God damn it.
Oh, God.
She can't tell if she's supposed to be mortified or this turned on.
Well, I was thinking if I wore it around my head like a necklace, and then I did it.
So
Oh,
like a
God.
choking,
Like a bowling ball?
choking thing. Oh, okay, never mind. I had a completely different idea.
Okay.
Is this the new way to do the stranger, or
Oh, this
Wow.
is the worst timeline. Special
Okay.
roll.
Wait, does that mean she's getting finger boned now? Because
I'm assuming you want a
hands
sanity
and-
roll.
the the
Or do you need the special roll?
the special roll, well, yeah, it'd be the insanity roll, but I don't know if that's, I think that's a different, that thank you.
There you go.
Oh boy.
nice?
Well, you
It's
are
going well, right?
do you already have 1 point in that, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Are you holding anything at this time?
Well, no, her hand is gone.
Yeah, I'm holding my wrist.
Yeah,
Technically. You can save it for later if you want.
I will do then. But go ahead and mark yourself up 1.
Yeah.
And
You love to see it.
this is terrifying. It is horrendous. You see that sort of rotting black ichor kind of crawling down your arm from where the wrist was. The stump is just bone and flesh. But
I just
as you regain your sanity a little bit, well, not sanity per se, but your control, you feel strangely connected to the hand that's on the ground.
and it's mage hand. Am I right? And then she blacks out.
The hand on the ground also falls down, and you three are just left with a blacked out primrose and a lifeless hand on the ground.
Valinda just kind of like curiously like walks over to the hand and kind of sniffs it. But it's like, no, it's not food.
Give me an animal handling check.
No.
Oh no, this little piggy went to market.
Okay.
Thank fuck.
Valiant,
I'm
you see
so
Valinder
glad.
like slowly opening his snout to like bite the thingy, and then here's your command, and then just slowly backs up, and then kind of does that thing
Smells,
where
yeah.
it's like smelling, and then like you see. Have you ever seen like dogs kind of paw the air because they don't know what to do?
Yes.
That's what he's doing. He's like kind of pawing at it in the air. And then he kind of just sits down, barks at it again, and then just kind of like hunches down and just looks at it. Well, Primrose, you have successfully connected to the item. So, you are now...
Wait, that counts as connecting? It's kind of disconnecting.
Well, she's attuned to it.
Okay.
And, she took a lot for it to happen, so... Hopefully that popped up on your screen there, Primrose.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. I'm reading it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Do you see the fun that happens with it?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking there's a character in the Skullgirls fighting game that like all of their limbs are zippered on. If I find more of these, they're mine.
Does this mean you can like bitch slap someone at a distance?
Well,
You can
it
like,
says
if
that
there's another horseman, you just go up to them and just like go, and just walks away.
it says that it works like a crawling hand, so it can't like float. So I'd have to like climb.
Oh, okay,
up
so like
walls.
climb up like
It's
those
my fucking
kittens.
thing from
Thing,
the Adams
it's thing.
family. It's thing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's why I got
The
excited.
reason why I want to be able to remove my head as well is because there's the game Medieval.
No.
In the
No.
second Medieval game, you can put the skull on top of a Frankenstein hand and crawl around the museum. I
Oh
think
my
it would
God,
be
no, I know what
so
you mean.
cool. It would be so cool to have Prim's head sitting on top of Prim's hand and just crawl around like a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
It's just a little guy.
I just
This
can't
is-
wait to use that hand as like a baseball and throw it at someone and say, I cast this.
Well, wait until you find out what happens when it goes down its HP. That'll be fun. Prim knows what happens because she can read it. But,
Yeah.
Nevada kind of looks up at the others. Maybe I shouldn't have given her the bracelet. She kind of looks over at Aphlia. Oh wait, no, Aphlia's outside, right?
No, Aphlia's inside.
She hasn't witnessed this.
No, Aphlia's
Zara's
inside. It's
outside.
Zara's outside.
Oh, Zara's outside, yeah.
Flea's just looking at everyone going... She just looks confused.
Is Groff in the room?
Groff is in the room, but I think Groff's gone to sleep. 'Cause last
Yeah,
fight you
Groff's
said-
been asleep the whole time.
Groff went out cold. Oh yeah, he snores. He's definitely a snorer.
Maybe we should I don't know if we should adjust her or maybe put her somewhere comfortable. I've not used to detached limbs being sentient. And she kind of picks up like one of her arm, well, the only arm with the hand. And then she's like gestures over to Aflia. Do you want to get her legs?
Yeah. Just
Bearing in mind, I have like barely any strength, but just so you know, just so you know.
Primrose isn't that heavy.
I don't know. No, I'm not even kidding. Like I have strength is like my lowest stat, so I'm just saying.
She's tall,
Okay.
but she's very, very light.
Okay.
93,
All right.
93 pounds.
Oh, I forgot I had something for when I was gonna do that voice again. I'll just save it for next time. It's all right. I learned a cool trick that I'm gonna do. I just have to set it up. I'm gonna be a pain, but it'll be all right.
Where are we? Where's the bed? Let's just put it somewhere comfortable.
Yep. Let's just do that.
And they kind of move over to her stuff, I guess, and just kind of accidentally kind of bumping things on the way, and kind of drops her, but hopefully she doesn't hit anything on the way. She's a bit clumsy, so. I mean, if she's just lost a hand, she's not really going to be feeling it if, like, she'll be fine.
Bump her head into like the.
Listen,
hole of
it's
the fence
fine.
Really harshly.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good.
Can we reattach it?
I feel like this isn't exactly a surgical procedure. I don't really want to interfere with.
Aflia's gonna try and put the hand back on the arm.
Oh no.
Okay, how are you doing this? What are you doing?
Reminds you of like Legos when you try to just.
She's just trying with like every like angle, just like trying to get it, just like trying to twist the hand to see if it can get back on. And
As you twist it, it appears to reattach.
hand.
oh god, I fixed it.
And
As
the
you can
bracelet
say,
kind
she
of
nailed it.
just slides around a little bit, and the arm looks fine.
I did it.
Canonically, its name is now Hans.
Love it.
Alrighty. Does anyone else want to do anything before bed?
That is just gonna look over the rest of the room and then go and do a perimeter check outside.
Perception. Nothing seems to be a worry. The guard who kind of watches over your tent been assigned to you looks at you. Is there anything I can do for you, my lady?
You can't be too careful, I guess. I wanted to check if everything was okay. She's just kind of eyeing up the grounds.
But of course, I understand. I will keep you safe throughout the night. I promise you that.
We appreciate it, thank you. Have you seen anyone come out the tent by any chance? Apart from me.
Zara never went in the tent, right? She just went straight for a spot. Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
No, my lady, I have not seen anyone leave. Should I have?
No, I'm just making sure everyone's accounted for, I guess. And
Of
she
course.
just kind of shrugs and Is there anything you need?
No, I am perfectly fine. Thank you very much. Bonne
Okay,
sorte.
well, if you need a hot drink or anything, let me know. I can make some tea. And then she just walks back inside.
He kind of nods.
She's gonna go and get ready for the night.
Alrighty. As you ready yourself for bed, can you roll me a check to GM?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What check?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Right, a check.
Mm-hmm.
She knows what check.
Oh, you're talking to everyone. I was very confused.
Nope, she knows what check. She's good. So
Are you trying to
slow.
meta?
It's getting lower and
just
lower,
gonna-
Shannon.
I
getting
know.
lower.
I am shitting
getting-
myself.
This would be a bad place. Anyways, you are a little bit restless tonight, but it's not too bad. Groth, your dreams are full of beef pot pies. Hundreds of them. You're in heaven. You're loving it. You're just eating as much as you can.
I hope I'm just like gnawing on someone else's pillow during my dream.
You're gnawing on my hand.
Yeah, your pillow when you wake up is just soaked in saliva as you're just nomming away. But Althea, your dreams are a little different. You're back home. Everything's on fire. People screaming. You hear light, soft bells rattling in the distance. The smell of burnt pine fills the air. As the embers flow in the wind, they land on the snow around you. The two coming together, melting. You look around, it's hazy. You feel something warm dripping down your head. Blood. As you look around, the smoke in front of you begins to part. You see a hand reaching for you. And then you see the large, crooked horns part the smoke. That horrendous face, long tongue looking at you. You instinctively begin to try to back up. And then you wake up. Covered in sweat. Panting. Out of breath. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Via, would you like to go back to bed? Perhaps face the nightmare again. Okay, I think Pez might have disappeared. I know she had to step away for a second earlier. She mentioned that at some point she would have to step away. So, I will leave her with that. She can still hear us, so she'll still be able to hear what she's dreamt of. But Althea just kind of... is quiet for the evening. As the day comes around, it becomes the 13th. You all, one by one, awake. It's colder today, windy. Just like every other day, it's dark. No sun piercing the clouds. What would you all like to do this morning?
Is that a long rest or a short rest?
You may mark yourself as a long rest. If you... And I think you all marked down a ration already, so you're fine.
Roommate immediately, when she wakes up, just looks at her hand. She's like, huh? Were you, Did I... Okay. She goes to twist the bracelet again, thinking that it's just nothing has actually happened.
The hand plops off again.
And she blacks out.
This will be a very productive day.
It's just a little. Anyway, maybe we should have her, like eat something before we let her, dismantle her limbs. I don't know.
You all see as the
Zara,
entrance to the...
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go right ahead.
No. Go ahead.
You all see as the entrance to the tent kind of pushes open gently. The friendly face of Arthur, the guard who's been assigned to watch you over. Pardon the interruption. Goroff, someone came by looking for you earlier. It was the head of the Temple of Bomos, just down to the east. He said he had some sort of information that you might be interested in.
Okay.
Very well.
He sticks his finger up his nose and pulls out something, kind of flicks it on the ground.
Oh.
Ugh.
I'm glad I'm blacked out for this.
He's like struggling to wake up. He's like still
I will-
partially drooling at the food that he was dreaming of.
I will give you some time.
Where was that again?
Oh, just to the east. It's one of the only buildings here in the sanctuary, so it's not hard to find or forget. I mean, This is near the entrance. You saw to miss.
All right, he's just gonna start walking out.
Oh,
Basically,
okay.
just carries everything he owns on him at all times.
Oh, very well. Is there anything I can do for the rest of you? Okay. The breakfast is ready when you are ready. The master. You are an eclectic group of people. He steps out and watches as Groff makes his way. Zara, what would you want to do?
After she woke up, stretched her neck, checked her things, especially what's at the bottom. She just, stretches and walks through the sanctuary.
Alrighty. Are you walking for anything in particular?
She's not like in a rush to get somewhere, but she'll make her way over to where she thinks the tent was.
Give me a... Give me a survival check is probably going to be the best tier to know your directions and such. Yeah, you find the tent. And you see Groff walking out and headed on his way. He seems determined.
Just watches him go for a second and then takes a seat in the little area in front of the tent.
Is there anything anyone else would like to do this morning?
Lovetta's. She kind of stretches and pats Valen, gives him some snackies. But she goes over and kind of sits next to Prim and kind of, does all the not really vital checks, but she just, checks for a pulse, make sure that she's breathing okay, because obviously she's just passed out again. So
Medicine.
Okay.
Check. Yeah, she's fine. She's just unconscious. No couscous.
Mm-hmm.
She has pulp.
She has pulp?
Mm-hmm.
So much pulp, no couscous.
No couscous.
Oh my god. Okay, so what she does is, she kind of reaches back her bag that's already around her waist, reaches in and gets a water skin, kind of scoops, not really scoops, but like pours a bit of water into her cupped hand and just kind of splashes it on her face.
Prim, do you wake up?
She wakes up hand flailing.
Well, the hand.
What's the
I don't
hand
think
doing?
is
Is it just like fingers are
Yeah,
just...
well, one hand flailing.
hand and
Yeah,
stump.
it's a hands flailing because she only has one. Yeah, hand and stump flailing. My hand fell off. Where'd it go? My hand's here. Did you lose it? I lost it. I don't know where it is. I look down. It's still sitting in my lap. I found it. Okay. And she lays down again.
She
The
immediately
hand kind of
start...
crawls up and just starts
Mhm.
petting, giving you little pats.
With the hand is giving her pats?
Yeah, she's getting head pats from her own hand.
Logic.
Wait, what?
They're there. Sorrows and
That's
prayers.
I didn't expect you to give me head pats, Lavetta, but I appreciate it.
I guess we'll call it that for now. And she just kind of looks at the weirdly happy-looking hand, I guess. I'm gonna make some tea, and then she turns around and like summons her little what T
Weird.
what's it called? T weird.
Weird.
I was gonna say T bard then, and then I was like, no, not T bard and not T fling. T weird. Okay.
Tiefling. That would have been funny though. That would have been really
What are
funny.
you doing to me?
No, I keep
She's
thinking
boiling you
tiefling.
alive.
Technically, I could if she took an evil route, but you know.
I know
Anyway,
I'm damn hot, but still.
Damn.
Oh my
I can't think of a witty
god.
comment for that.
Don't
I
like it.
can't.
Oh my god.
Create or destroy water. Smile. Just uses the molecules in your body. Anyway, and she just. Any of you got leaves? And she just stares at everyone in the tent.
No. While this is happening, Aflia's going to point at go to Prim. Hey, Prim, look over there. She's gonna grab the hand and put it back on again.
What am I looking at? She looks over.
If
You
you were looking around-
feel Althea's hands on your displaced hand.
Oh, what the? Turn back. Look at where my hand is, and I'm like, what are you?
Listen, there's nothing wrong with giving you a hand, okay? You need to accept our help.
Yeah, I'm just. She's just gonna.
Just click it. Just like
No, she's like holding the hand in her hand, and she's just basically giving it a high five. She's clapping.
Zara is sitting outside thinking, I should not. Those three are having fun. Okay.
So you trying to reattach my hand is? I guess it's a job. Does that make it a hand job? Get my hand back.
We can say that, and please gonna try. And put it
Zara, come help us with this hand job. And then she's shouting as she's making tea frantically.
Oh, Arthur on the outside. Oh, I am so sorry. I did not know that you were. I will stay out here. You have.
Arthur, we could probably use yours too.
No, I am.
No, I think we're. I guess I missed
One of us
something
lost a hand.
last
We need your
night.
help.
How the fuck did? And then Zara opens the tent, thinking like, "How the fuck do you lose a hand when you're?"
Well, we didn't lose it. And she looks over.
Huh?
I mean, it's right there, but I mean, it's not.
What-
She just looks at his stump and then
that's-
looks back at the
huh,
hand.
What you?
I mean, I know where it is. It's right there. She tries to point with a stump, and it's like, oh.
This is what
Yeah, I
happens
didn't
when you
think that
put
one
teeth in
through.
your mouth.
Teeth should be in your mouth. What do you mean?
Not someone
Not
else's.
these ones.
She goes to scratch her face and
Zara
realizes that she's using the stump
Zara
again.
closes a tent again and just backs away.
It's like Apple is like pointing with with Prim's hand, going, "Not with these ones."
Just slowly backs away.
I'm gonna tell you now, I can feel that. So
Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you want your hand back?
I think it'd be pretty handy.
Okay. I'm
Nailed
gonna
it.
put her hand back on and twist it.
Is this the definition of palm reading? You just, attuning to the hand is a new form of palm reading, I guess.
If I use the hand to just constantly harass people, does that make it a terrorist?
Arthur's just in the background listening to these, very confused since he doesn't know that she has actually lost her hand.
Arthur and Zara are sitting very awkwardly in front of the tent in silence. Just
It's alright, you don't need help with the hand job anymore.
okay.
Yeah, it's too cramped in here anyway.
Huh?
The Meadow just gets up and stares at everything, and she just leaves. Come on, me should probably be productive before you pass out again. You need food.
Yeah. He just sits there wiggling a finger. What are we doing? Sorry, I feel like things just got kind of out of hand there for a second.
Do you guys need food? I think you might need food after that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lavetta like
food.
steps through the door and. Do you guys want to come with, or do you want me to bring some back?
I wonder if my hand can eat for me. Take my hand with you, and then see if he does the little, and then she does the little mouth thing with the thumb. Get him to do that, and see if he can eat for me, so I don't have to.
Hopefully, you wanna carry that.
Unzips the hand again and just jumps down and starts crawling around on its own. I think he can do it on his own. He's just a little guy.
I can take it. I can put it on my shoulder, make it like a little shoulder pad. I think it's gonna pick it up and put it on my shoulder.
Yeah, you feel it. It feels like it's pretty much your hand. You can feel through it.
Your shoulder feels really soft. Sorry, that probably sounds weird.
Oh,
No, it's fine.
It's like it's all I can feel right now.
Alrighty. So you guys are all head to the mess hall, except for him, who's well, gotta hand it to you.
wow.
Alrighty, is that correct? You guys are all headed to the
awkwardly
mess hall.
walks
Well,
like 2
Well,
steps
we're
behind
sort of
them.
just we're living on a prayer that there's technically finger food there.
God.
oh my god.
Alright. Alrighty. Groth, you make your way to the Temple of Pomos. It's not far. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Mateo is lighting some candles and prepping up the room. When he sees you enter, oh, welcome again, Gruff. I have some
Morning.
information for you. Are you still interested in finding in Boria?
No. What do you got?
Well, I asked around. A lot of my people come through here. At first, I didn't know a whole lot. So I spoke to the Odyssean Order fellas. Bunch of smart library types. You're welcome to visit them. They're not too far from where I believe your tent is at. Good folk. Well, they told me about these bracelets that they wear.
Oh no.
And Groff, you would know what these bracelets are. You would have seen them. They are 3 strands of whatever material, typically thread or rope, braided together, and then on each of the strands is a black bead. And you know every member of Emporia you've ever met has had one. You also know that they have typically brands on their victims. So they mentioned these bracelets. And, so I started asking around about it. See if anyone had seen these bracelets in the city. Sure enough, it's a lovely old lady, Helen Leshen. She lives a little bit north of here in the camp, and, lovely fella, lady, but, she says she has information. I could take her to where she likely is, if you'd like to meet her.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Just grab my coat. See as he picks up his coat and buttons it up over his kind of priestly armor. He begins guiding you to the north of the camp. So where'd you come from? What's home like for you?
Don't have all this white stuff everywhere. Did, motions to snow.
Yeah, it's a real bitch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not really got that cold.
I've lived here my whole life. Well, not sanctuary, of course, but Hosea. It's just... I was no one in the church, really. But, when all your superiors end up dead or worse, you gotta kind of step up, you know?
Yeah.
Almost has been there for me. I know it sounds silly to say that a god's been there, but I can feel. Guides you through the various tents of the camp. You come upon a quaint little tent. It's quilts kind of hanging. See like a little clothesline. It's been out to dry, and flowers planted along the base of the tent. And you hear a language you don't recognize coming from inside. Two feminine voices. One a little bit older. And it's that time. As you approach, someone pushes out of the tent. Oh. And she looks at you, Groff. And the language switches to common. Well, you must be one of the visitors. The woman before you has this large, poofy, curly, crimson hair. Two pointed ears stick out from it. Large flower on top. You see flowers kind of growing around her arms, and
We're in the capital. Sorry.
You've got she's got a belt, and vines and flowers are growing off. Long robed. Wood elven. Seemingly wood elven. Her eyes glow this sort of beautiful starry night like sky, just adorned in natural adornments, and she's got a little bag. Oh, hello.
Morning.
And it's this time another face pushes out of the tent, speaking the language, and looks at you. This is a young, an older woman, wrinkles across her face. Let's see if I can. Oops. That's the one, and here's the two. The second lady is an older looking woman. Not, the most rich cloths, but adorned in a number of gowns to keep herself warm. Whereas the first woman doesn't seem to mind it too much. The old lady's bundled up. She's carrying her little bottle in her hand. Oh, who might you be? And Mateo looks up. Helen, it's this is the person I was telling you about. Oh yes. Just a moment. And she looks to Louise, the woman, large red hair, and they speak in a different language again. And gives a smile and then looks at you, Graf. If there's anything that I can procure for you to help make your encampment here better, please don't hesitate to let me know. I make sure everyone here feels happy. That's what I'm doing here for Mr. Shen. Do you seek happiness? She says, looking at you, Graf. You're muted, by the way.
I'm sorry. Can you say that last bit one more time for me?
Do you seek happiness?
Happiness comes along with what I seek.
Well, if you ever need a little bit of a, She bites her lip a little bit. A little pick-me-up. Please don't hesitate to find me. Just ask for Louisa. Everyone around here knows who I am. You have an excellent rest of your day. She walks away. Helen looks up. Oh, it's... don't mind her. She's lovely. She brings me this little bottle of goodies every week. Helps you kind of forget everything and how bad it is where we are,
Yeah, makes sense. Everybody needs something like that.
Yeah. She kind of takes the bottle and sips it a little bit, and you can see this sort of like calmness overcome her. She seems it's likely magic of some sort, but she smiles on her face again, corks the bottle and puts it in her cloak. Come in. You too, Mateo, of course. She guides you inside, and the inside's... Do you follow inside?
Yeah, I'll follow.
He's got some sort of basic furniture. Again, it's nothing crazy. It's whatever you could make out of wood and quilts. She's kind of decorated and lights a few candles. Would you like some tea, dearie?
No thanks, I can't drink that stuff.
Well, biscuits?
Wants to drink leaf water.
Oh, this is fair. Would you like a biscuit? I've got a whole tin here, and she pulls out like looks to be like just like a little tin, and she opens it up, and it's a bunch of sewing supplies, and she goes, oh whoops, wrong one. Puts the little cap back on and puts it aside, and pulls out an identical looking tin and opens it up, and there's some biscuits inside, and offers you some biscuits.
Class. Sure. I'll take one.
You take one, and as you bite into it, it's dry. There's a little hint of fruit to it, but it's better than the rations you've been having.
It's all that matters.
So, Mateo here says you're interested in the bracelets wearers, right?
Yeah, I am.
Well, I I used to live in Lower City, Belosia. And I don't know Emporia or whatever Mateo called them, but I know those bracelets. And you see, I used to have this lovely house. Oh, you would have loved it. Oh, my cats. Oh, I miss them. A beautiful house. And I planted some tulips. And I noticed one day my tulips were trampled. You know, I had them on the side of my house because that was, mind you, the best place for the sun to get to. And I kept finding them trampled. And I didn't think it was any animals, and I knew it wasn't my cats. It was too big, you know? So I started staying up all night. I know it's a little crazy for an old woman to stay up, but I don't sleep a lot anyways, and, you know, I put a lot of work into those tulips. So I waited in my window, and I watched. And I noticed, you see, next door there was a brothel. The Empire's Luck, it was called. It was lovely. But I noticed at night, whoa, deep of night, these two men, they were dragging someone, bag on their head, carrying them into the cellar. You know, the cellar of the brothel, where I presume they were keeping wine. And then I'll be honest with you, first, I thought they were just having a little bit of fun there, you know? Yeah, you never know. But, I watched, and the two men came up, but not the third. Not the third person. And those men were wearing those bracelets. I remember them. Because some people at the brothel were wearing them as well, you see. They were wearing the bracelets. Now, I didn't really go there, of course, but I knew people who worked there. They wore those bracelets. So, I was pretty certain this is what happened to my tulips, so I stayed up again. A couple days later, it happened again. We're dragging someone down there. Bang on their head. A couple days later, they pulled someone out. I couldn't see where they were taking them. But they didn't seem to be happy about it. I was real mad about my tulips, that's for sure. So I spoke to the brothel owner, and I told her I wasn't too happy that her men kept trampling my tulips. So I spoke to her. Sure enough, she said she was sorry. That they'll be mindful of my tulips. But it kept happening. I was gonna tell the authorities about it, but then all this nonsense happened, and we had to evacuate. I don't know what was happening. I don't know where they were taking those people in the cellar. But, I don't think they were having fun down there. I tried to see down there, but it was dark. And I asked a few of the people I knew, and said it was just a wine cellar. But here's the thing about the madam of the house. She had a bracelet too. Now, I don't know. Maybe it was the people who mistreated the women when they were put down there, or something else. But I can usually tell when someone's lying to me. It was just cold from the madam. Sort of friendly tone that she had when I started asking about it, it was gone. But I can show you on the map where you can find it in the lower city, if that's what you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't really think much of the bracelets at the time. I thought that was maybe just something that happened there, but when Mateo asked about it, I just, you know, it flashed back to me because I remember those black beads just shining in the moonlight. Nothing magical, but I remember seeing them. It's the only identifying thing I could really see about these people. But, let me see if I've... Well, I don't know if I have a map, but, I can kind of draw you one, I suppose. She gets out some paper and draws a kind of crude map, but she looks down at you and points at, well, you see, so take this street this way, and then this way, and then this way, and it's right there. The brothel was called the Empire's Luck. And the lady of the house, her name was Elise Chabert. I don't know if any them are here, but yeah. Does that help you? And she hands you the paper.
Yeah, helps quite a bit.
Okay. You know that city's not safe, though, right? But you seem
Too many
strong.
places in this world that are safe.
You're not wrong, dearie. You're not wrong. If you do go, let me know how my house is doing, will ya?
Will do.
Appreciate it. And, yeah, you good luck, okay? If you need anything, I'm here. I don't got much else to do. Mateo kind of is silent for most of this, looks at woman. Yeah, we appreciate it. So, my friend here could find use of it. May, Pomos bless you, Miss Lashin. Oh, and you too, dearie. Shakes another sip of the bottle. Sort of hypnotic-like state comes over her and smiles. Anything else you'd like to do here, Groff?
He's gonna nod. Thank you for hospitality. I have to get going here. I'll head off.
Oh, of course. Do you walk back with Mateo, or do you just kind of leave?
I'll just kind of leave.
We'll pan over to the group who have headed to the mess hall. Zara, Elfia, Lavera.
Well, I'm
Is it
glad you
Prim's
guys had
hand.
fun tonight. Good group bonding, I guess.
We have to be a little handy.
You seemed handsy, yes.
Nevada doesn't even smile. She just stares at both of them. She's didn't sleep well last night.
I mean, Zara looks at Lavetta. Clearly, you guys didn't sleep a lot. I mean, good for you guys. Good for you.
Nevada just kind of makes eye contact with her and just stares at her even more. Shakes her head. Did you actually see what happened?
I was gonna ask about. Points at the hand. The thing. But I'm glad you found a use for it.
For the record, she passed out most of the night.
I mean, that means you did it good.
No. She just like sighs, gets up, and then like makes her way over to wherever the food is.
As you enter, it's warm. There's a good number of people in here right now, hanging about a little fire and eating, and some look up and notice you, and
As soon as like she notices other people noticing her, she like loses any the confidence she has and kind of does that walk, like cats do when they're kind of slinking about. So she just kind of does this like or like the walk, when you're trying to cross the street and someone's waiting for you, so you just kind of hurry. She just makes her way. What does she see around her?
It's a good number of people. You see the group of girls kind of chatting. There's one girl who is kind of giggling. She's by herself eating. You see that druid from before. You see some guards playing card games.
She walks over to the druid and doesn't really say much, but just kind of nods and sits next to them.
Hello, my dear. Have you
Sleep
come
well?
for another reading?
I guess so.
It was
Just
Zara
needed
who
a
got the
change of
reading
scenery,
last
I
time,
guess.
but she kind of gestures and looks at all of
Mhm.
you. Would you like a reading, my dear?
She looks at her and just kind of shrugs. Still kind of ticked off.
What seems to be the matter, my dear?
Aren't you supposed to tell me that?
Zara sits down as well, blank face, but keeps her eyes focused on Lavetta.
It reminds
So,
me,
do I need to do
you
anything?
haven't spoken to her yet, have you? You attempted to last time,
Mm-hmm.
but she was gone.
So, how does this work, I guess?
Well, I suppose that's a few different things. What are you after, my dear?
As a group, we're not particularly good at deciding on the direction we're supposed to be going, so anything involving decision making probably couldn't go amiss.
You want to know
I'm not-
where to go?
I
If that's
guess.
what you're saying.
I guess so. And she just kind of slumps in her chair because she doesn't really want to get into the fact that she feels like she has no purpose at the moment. But you know, that's the whole thing. Anyway,
Tell me, dear. Oops, this is not it. Tell me, dear. Under which sign were you born? Do you even know?
and then she just kind of shrugs and mumbles, "I like fish."
Oh, no. I was curious of your zodiac. When's your birthday, my dear?
And she just kind of, "Why is this relevant?"
It helps me to guide the cards.
Can
She
Zara
looks
clearly
down.
see? Sorry, can Zara clearly see that she's uncomfortable?
Give me an insight
Yes.
check.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, you kind of notice that the Lovetta's kind of picking at the skin around her fingertips at the moment, and she's just kind of not really squinting her eyes, but just kind of like clenching her jaw.
Zara
Ma-
reaches out and grabs her hand.
She flinches and
Face-
just kind of
face-
lets her.
Face is still blank, but her eyes tell something else. You're just looking at Lavetta.
She squeezes it and just mumbles March.
Well, first off, typical months do not exist here. There's a
Oh, no.
completely
Oh no, it was no, I remember. Wasn't it late? Wasn't it like the
I have it.
winter?
I have it.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Yes,
9th
I
of
forgot.
Decados.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That is it. Sorry, I was anxious because I was like, oh shit, I can't remember what I decided for
It's
her.
okay.
Um.
I have them all written down. Don't worry.
Thank you. Okay, I'm a potato.
I need to get actually Primrose. I don't have Primrose or Groff's birthday. Groff obviously wouldn't know yours.
Are we doing like a conversion from the normal 12 into a separate 12, or is it like?
Nope. I will send you. Here's the calendar. You
Alrighty.
can look through that. Just DM me when you've got it.
Alrighty.
Groff
Yeah, I
doesn't
forgot. I remember
know,
that now.
so you
Yeah,
can
so I-
roll randomly if you want.
Yeah. Decados. Do you know when in Decados, my dear?
9.
9th. Lovely. The day of Vicey. Where were you born, my dear?
She just kind of tightens a grip on Zara's hand and.
Not important. Do not worry if you do not wish to share.
For the record, Lavetta remembers a lot, but because she's got like a whole bunch of like trauma and stuff related to that, it like almost physically hurts her to have to like dig back and think about all that shit. So that's why she's just finding it very uncomfortable. So
I
yeah.
see a lot of anguish from where you come. Your star sign, the solar one, is the coin. Looks at a little gold piece and twirls it in her hand. Coin is the sign of merchants and tradesmen, but it also depicts more than that, my dear. Negotiation, bargaining. Commerce comes in many different forms.
Well, I've never been particularly good at any of those things, so.
Were you born under an eclipse, dear? Do you know?
Was I?
Oh God, I'd have to check.
I wasn't sure.
Let me check.
DM, please help me.
Mm,
That wasn't me asking, by the way. That was just a comment.
Probably not.
Yeah, trust me, I struggled with a whole bunch of this. I'm just over here like, help, please.
Theoretically, you'd be. I'd have to go back. You can just say we don't know for now. You
Funny
probably wouldn't
enough,
know. You probably would have.
I don't remember
been-
that far back, you know?
That is fair, my dear. The signs guide us in many different ways. but you wish to know where to go for your group.
Yeah, I feel like our luck's going to run out at some point. We kind of just keep stumbling upon situations, and one day someone's not going to humor us, so.
She pulls out a deck of cards and separates them a little bit and pulls out a separate deck from that. The face cards. Very powerful. She plays with it in her hand a little bit. Past, present, future. She kind of taps the table. I need you to do me a favor, Shannon.
Mhm.
I need you to
Mhm,
roll 3d2. You can just type that in the chat. /roll 3d2.
And that's how many days you have left to live.
Alrighty. I used to have a tarot, like, mat thingy. I should see if I can find out. Used to have like a background specifically for doing these. You see as she places cards down, and they're actually all facing away from you. I'm gonna there we go. She looks at the first one, and looks at you. The tower. Reversed. Which is interesting. But I think it says a lot about you, doesn't it? It talks about disaster, madness, upheaval. But when it's reversed, well, my dear, means that the drama is over. But when it's in the past, like it is right now, the drama's over. But your options are closed. You've gone through upheaval, my dear. So much has changed, hasn't it? She looks in your eyes. Staring at your eyes.
Zara grips Lovetta's hand stronger.
The options of the past are gone. Go on. Go ahead.
No, she just tries not to react. She's trying to not really test her, but not give anything away. At least from body language.
You've been through upheaval, my dear. To see which new options you have in the future, right? Because you can't change the past.
I mean,
All
not
of-
many people can.
Not many. The disaster is over. The options are gone. You may have missed them. But let's look at what you have now, eh?
Sorry, I imagined that in a Canadian accent then.
Oh, yeah, eh? The whole time they were French Canadians. You didn't know.
Yeah.
Truly the worst type of Canadian.
Oh my
So
God.
the fool is a person driven by one's needs and urges, fallen by a state of depravity. However, when it is reversed as such, and it is clearly what your present is, my dear, you're facing an unfinished side of yourself. Whether you're caught in ignorance or immaturity, those options of the past might be gone. Your future forever changed. How you respond to what comes now may be holding you back, my dear. Your emotional, psychological. You need to act authentically, my dear. Feel true to yourself. Release yourself from the burdens that you place upon yourself. She places her hand over the final card. Flips it. Typically, the hangman is the lack of yourself to help oneself, your weighted judgment. But when it is reversed, as it is here, my dear, it signifies that the noble deed of offering oneself is pointless. You won't help the greater good. You will not experience nirvana, if you will. It's an empty move, my dear. Don't put yourself in it. Yes, sometimes you must sacrifice the pawn to get to the queen.
She frowns.
But it's not in your case, my dear.
I
Maybe
don't
it's
see why
time.
helping people isn't. I don't see why that's an issue.
It's not what I am saying, my dear. What I am saying, dearie, is that you do not have to give everything away. You do not need to throw yourself and move front of the cart, so to say, to save the girl trapped in front of it. Do you understand what I am saying?
She nods and settles down a bit. So where should we be going?
What are your options? She picks up the cards and starts to shuffle them. Green energy sort of
He
flows through
looks
them.
at. She looks at Zara. What are our options again? She's kind of
Why
like
are we
out of it
telling
at the
her?
moment. I mean, may as well give something back, right? I don't know.
one option we have is to help a friend. That's as much as I'll say on that.
Help a friend. That seems like a singular option. It's not much of an option at all, is it? What else is there?
Is Lavetta able to, like... Is she able to just kind of look over this druid and see if she is, telling the truth? Can we do an inside check on this, or is she actually just straight up being, upfront with what she sees?
Insight check. With how she's conducting herself, the energy that sort of flows through her as she places these cards along the table, her eyes glowing with some sort of energy as she does. As the pure knowledge, she is entirely truthful. Now, that's not to say that she's exactly telling the truth, but she's telling her own truth. She believes what she's saying. You're not a lie detector, per se.
No,
But
no, understandable.
You're able to, from what her body behavior, how she's acting, this is her own truth.
Yeah, she's not actively trying to deceive.
There's no mask that you can see.
Other options. Do what we've been doing. Contracts.
Contract work
Yeah,
is
no.
interesting thing. That's for sure, my dear.
I'm not your dear.
There's an interesting thing to be said about you all. I'm curious. How did you all meet?
Doesn't matter.
No.
Contract work. Like we said.
What do you know of the goddess Apatia?
Would it be history?
Religion.
I also need
you
to
know,
roll?
you can roll, yeah. You otherwise would have known this name, Zara, but you are at this point so focused on putting on this performance of like shunning off her, and you're not even really listening to half the things she says.
Yep.
So the name doesn't. Lavetta, you know the name. Apatia is known as the Trickster. She is one of the Vasilis Domea, the Pantheon. She's one of the 8. You've heard the name. You know her symbol is a thing of dice. But beyond that, you don't know too much.
She just looks at her from the corner of her eye and does the stroke motion again. Heard of it. Not too familiar, I guess.
Zoro stays quiet.
She is typically known as the goddess of trickery. That's for sure. But, she has other names. One of those is Lady Luck. She plays with fate. Her magic. It's in every dice roll. Every flip of a coin. I sense.
What does that mean to me?
I feel her around you all. You counted her. You might not even know it. Interesting. I can't tell if she's on your side or not, but I suppose that's the thing about fate, isn't it?
I'm sure you have your personal connection.
Not to her. But I spoke of this to you last time, dearie. There's a lot of people keeping their eyes on you.
A lot of people try to control what they can't control.
So help a friend or contract work. Anything more? What about you, dearie? And she looks up at Althea. I don't know if Althea's Pensie's back at her desk here. Help a friend.
Hello.
Oh, it's Groff here now. Groff walked in.
As Groff will arrive in the mess.
What about you? What lays before you, dear half-orc?
Nah.
I'm to understand.
What are you
that
all?
you'll be my
What's going
guest.
on here?
With your friends.
We were
asked
just-
for
Hmm.
guidance.
Yeah, we were just leaving. And she kind of gets up.
Don't you want to know where to go? She plays with the cards a little bit.
Well, it seems
I
you're
already
doing
know where to
everything you
go.
can to avoid telling us, so...
I was simply understanding your options. She puts
You
the
don't need to
cards.
understand our options.
Puts the cards back in her bag. Pulls out a set of bones. Maybe dice. Pulls some herbs and sprinkles them over the dice before picking them up. Looking at you, Zara. State your option. State
No.
the first one. Speak it into the dice, and I can tell you.
This is all just a load of crap.
Then how about you, dearie? She looks at you, Lavetta, holding the dice in front of you. Speak the option, the first one. Helping your friend, is that right?
Lavetta looks up. Meanwhile, she's got like a piece of bread stuck in her mouth. She just kind of swallows and regains focus. Helping a friend would be my go-to, I guess.
She rolls the dice, and you see 2 separate symbols on the dice. Oh, interesting. Wheel. And woe. That's interesting, isn't it? Means good and bad. Come. She picks up the dice again. And what was that second option?
She looks
at
at
Lavetta.
Gruff.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I don't see much food here to eat.
It doesn't matter. I guess everyone's going their own ways anyway. Contract work, help a friend, visit a city. I don't know. And she just shuts up.
As you say that last bit, her eyes widen. She looks scared. Which city?
Her eyes widen a little bit, and she's like, "Oh shit."
The only city you're going to be able to get to. Unless you're calling the town of Lumbine City. Spalosia. Tell me you're not going there.
Why do you think we're asking you?
She looks down. You see her hand play with something kind of attached to her bag. I was part of the group who first returned there. I saw what remains of the city. You can't win. There's nothing we can do. She sits back on her chair.
I feel like this reading's probably over, isn't it?
Just silently rolls the dice and looks at him. It's the same symbols again. She just looks at them, stares at them. Picks them up and bags them. I've got to go. You see as she slings her bag around her neck, and kind of one motion as she slings it around her neck, you see her entire body warp into a little stoat, which is like a little weasel. And she crawls out, like she just scurries out the door.
Huh. I forgot we could do that.
Huh? What do you mean we?
You do know I'm a druid, right? She just stares at her. Didn't the cloak and the animals give it away? Give it away.
Give it away and give it away and give
I
it away.
can't do that shit.
I mean, how do I know? And then she just kind of lets go of the hand and just, stands up. Anyway,
Zara kind of forgot that she was holding her hands and kind of awkwardly. Alright, yeah. Right. For food and stuff.
Food, yes.
Yep. I'm gonna go over there.
And then they kind of do that thing where they both
Yeah,
try
where
to
they,
try to
yeah.
go in the same direction, but they
yeah, you
block
also,
each other.
You
Yeah.
also need food. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You go
Graf
first.
wanna go get
first.
food?
Please, you go first. Oh, Graf, yeah, Graf. Food?
Althea's
And then-
just watching.
And then
Yeah.
Althea's just, like,
Where's the
staring.
food? I thought we were here to eat.
Yeah, and then both
Not
of
seeing
them
food.
they
I'm
kind
seeing a
of
bunch of like paper.
they both kind of take Grof's arm, like one on each side, with him just like in between them.
Yeah, then the other hand, Zara's like scratching the back of her neck. Yeah. Food.
Althea.
Yep. Get. Yep.
My hand is also there.
Just the hand, though.
Sorry, I just felt like I needed to chip in.
Well, so this time, a different god comes into the tent where you're at, Primrose. Oh, I am so sorry.
That's alright. And she goes to like wave it off and just looks at him. Never mind. Puts her hand behind her back.
Oh my-
What's up? Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't ask. I lost it in the war.
Right.
What?
Zenatan wanted to speak with you in the main building. Wanted to know about the horseman.
Oh, speak to me. Or to the
All
everyone.
of you.
They're getting
where-
food.
Okay.
I wanted to test something. That's beside the point. Yeah, they're not here.
Would you mind coming with me to go get some?
No, you can always make the
sure.
hand you can always make the hand just like kind of flick them and make them follow it back, but that's just me. Anyway, sorry.
Do I have any control over it, or is it its own being? I assumed that it was its own thing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good question. Let me get the wording on it.
Because the way that you sort of
tugging
described it when
at,
it first
like,
happened,
someone's
like it was
hand.
sort
You
of
control it, but it's you only really feel through it when you can see it, because it's kind of like your
Right.
brain is like tricking itself, like that's your hand, but you can control it. You just like
I can't tell what it's doing. I can like sort of speak to it and tell it to do something,
yeah.
sort of thing. Or okay,
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea. Hey, hand, can you pull on someone's hair for me? Just anyone's. Doesn't have to be theirs. Whoever's closest.
Nothing happens.
Damn. Okay, yeah, let's go find them.
As you enter, you see
Oh yeah, well, she would feel the hand. I was gonna be like, it would be really funny if she actually didn't know if it happened or not and just stood there in silence waiting.
No, she wouldn't feel it because she can't see it. Yeah, it's like a moment.
Yeah, I have no idea if
Just
things
like
happen.
think they're coming. Sorry.
So as the
Damn,
rest
I
of the
can't
group
believe
grabs
that
some
it didn't pull their hair
snackies,
walk in.
you enter to see Lavetta and Zara acting really strangely as they're eating. And like they're trying to like avoid eye contact with one another for some reason. As they're trying to eat. And Groff's just in the middle, just chowing down.
I don't know what manners are. They're a foreign concept. It's just you grab it with your hand, and that now is your food. It doesn't matter where it came from.
That's my food.
So he's occasionally reaching over to other people's plates, grab
Stop it!
something that
Slaps
they
his
have.
hand.
Doesn't stop, just sticks it in mouth.
Grabs dagger.
Oh!
Oh,
Grabs
roll for initiative? No, I'm
dagger.
kidding.
Don't shake
Tries
from
to
that
use it as a
point.
toothpick.
There are a
Oh,
lot of
thank you. This
eliminated
is helpful. I got this
shrugs.
little.
Yeah, so it wasn't really like an actual war. It's sort of like a war of the mind, like one of those things where I'm like, oh, should I do this or should I do that? And then I just decided I wasn't gonna have breakfast anyway. Oh. She just looks at them all. They're
You now can kind of feel through your
My hand's
hand,
over
and you
there.
feel the hands kind of like trying to submerge itself in like a plate of potatoes, a mashed potatoes.
Oh,
And you just feel like this like squishiness when you put your hand, like when you see your hand again.
Oh, that's
I just shudder. Oh, at least it's warm mashed potatoes. Anyway,
Lavetta
that's the people.
Lavetta
Unfortunately,
kind of pours out. Oh, go on.
that was it.
Oh, go on. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Lavetta like pours out some like water onto the table and freezes it into a shard. Lifts it up and just holds a hand out for the dagger that Groff is using as a toothpick here. And she just hands the like ice shard to him.
You are certainly an interesting group. That is for sure, I suppose. When you are all ready, I believe Natan wants to speak with you. But take your time, please. I don't want to upset you. And he kind of looks at Groff
I
and.
think I'm done.
Okay. Is everyone ready to go? Then I will take you to the place.
Zara snags her dagger out of Groff's hand and teeth.
Does
Stands up.
Groff let it go?
Yeah, he'll let it go.
Okay.
But the next time he needs a toothpick, he knows which dagger to take.
I think what I said, I accidentally didn't like press the keybind for it.
I heard you.
Oh, did I? Did I?
Yeah, I heard.
Okay, cool.
The
Okay,
ice-
cool.
the ice
Cool.
pick-
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's happy with the dagger.
Okay, fair. Fair
very
play. I
sharp.
was just
As you make your way north side of the encampment. What is? I just realized my music was far too quiet on stream. Best streamer. I'm the best. Everything's great. I'm great. It's so professional. You all make your way, and it's about that same point. The cat, Valinda, and Novetta. You feel uneasy and do not wish to push forward. And the hand? No, well, no, not the hand.
The hand has a will of its own. I also like that I never put the hand back on. It's just chilling with us now.
Still in the mashed potato.
We took the plate with us.
Lavetta, you don't want to push forward.
Oh, yeah, familiar feeling.
Zara, even though she was like acting like she was trying to avoid Lavetta, but she immediately notices that Lavetta stops walking. Awkwardly turns back.
Nevada says nothing and just kind of instinctively hooks her arm around hers.
Zara lets her, grabs her hand, and very slowly starts leading her. Not saying a word.
As you all enter the large sort of hall, you're back in that familiar room where you spoke to Natan before. And you see Sir Natan. He's sat on his like his chair at the end of the table, and he's kind of looking down, and you hear a familiar voice coming from come just like next to the table, and as you enter you can see the face, and we were so cool, and like there were so many different these monsters and such, and mom got hurt, but I was super cool and I defended everyone, and then I got this super cool sword. Well, it's not a sword, it's like a wooden sword, but I want to get like a cool metal one. And I was like, and you see Vinny just like talking to the leader of the entire encampment, and he's like the guy just kind of watching, chilling, and Vinny's just like going on and on as you guys enter.
I think that one's yours.
She nudges Zara and nods towards Vinny.
Zara just lets him talk.
Well, and I was like, you should have seen these guys. They were insane. They were like wolves, but they were like on 2 feet, and it was kind of crazy. And then we met these other people, and they were kind of cool, I guess, but they were like weird. They took care of Mom, but Miss Zara didn't like them, and I don't know. I didn't like them, I guess. You know, it was kind of cool. And he kind of looks at you. Oh! And he runs over and gives you a hug. Morning!
Zara still very much holding on to Lavetta. Morning, Vinny.
I was just telling Mr. Nathan here all about everything. And Nathan looks up. Yes, he was, he's a charming young man.
That he is.
Vinny, why don't you have a lovely guard here? Why doesn't he go show you the armory? See if you can pick out a cool little sword. He gestures to the guard, and the guard kind of looks at him. He's like, are you sure about that? And Nathan nods his head, and the guard looks up. Well, let's go, and kind of takes Vinny, and Vinny's like, okay, bye, Miss Zara, I'll see you later. Bye. And he's let out, and Nathan sits up from his chair. Well, I visited the heroes of the camp. We all have so much to thank you for. Though I do have a question for you all, if you don't mind. What were these other people?
That's why we're here.
When he was talking about people who were taking care of him, or was that just sort of the ramblings of a child?
Amanda smirks and looks at Zara.
What?
Guess you could say that, yeah.
We came across Finny and brought him here.
Yes, but these other people with the swords?
Yes, what about him?
Well, I don't know if you understand. We haven't had any visitors in Pelosia besides yourself, the other group, and Vinny and his mother. No one is meant to be alive anywhere.
That's what they
Unless he-
thought too.
Interesting. Were they Pelosian?
They're very interested in you.
How do you mean?
Not you specifically, but this place. They didn't
didn't
take
tell them.
kindly. Mm-hmm.
Interested in people. Survivors. Just people in the area.
Mostly eating them. Wait, no, yes, no, yes.
Eating? And you don't know if they were Pelosian or not?
I don't remember. This is 2DM. I don't remember if they said if they were Pelosian or not.
They said they came from outside of Pelosia. And the last thing they said they visited was the Calce Observatory.
They didn't. They weren't like people fleeing.
What do you mean?
I think they mentioned like an observatory where they've been.
Observatory?
I'm not from here. I don't know.
No.
They're a lot more
observatory-
interested going further in than further away from the city.
Observatory makes sense. It's possible they visited one of the Odyssean Order's locations. You see, the Odyssean Order has, well, I'm sure you're familiar with the archives and observatories and such.
Are we?
Give me a religion check for anyone who wants to see if they know.
I choose to fail.
That's fair. Because Groff wouldn't know. And I would say you can roll Levetta, but it would have to be at disadvantage. And then
Sorry,
Alfie,
yeah,
if you wanna roll.
I just realized I wasn't talking. I don't think I would, just because
up to you.
I'm from such far out, and yeah, I mean I'll roll, but like I'm happy for it to not be.
You can choose to fail. It's fine. So,
okay, cool.
and Althea, I don't know if you want to roll, but if you don't want to, that's okay. Let me tell you all about the Odyssean Order. The Odyssean Order is a organization, and both of you succeeded on your rolls except for Althea. But both Emelina and Scorched, you guys did. The Odyssean Order is they're an organization that's kind of it's extremely knowledge centric. There are religious sort of I would have accepted history roll, but that's all right. They've got religious sort of foundations, but they've grown beyond to be these sort of like large scale collections of information. So the Odyssean Order is, there's kind of two large aspects of it. There is that religious aspect who worship the god Otis, and they are the god of knowledge. They're also seen as kind of like the leader of the pantheon. Think of like Zeus or Odin, that sort of thing. They are the god of knowledge. And so you have a bunch of different branches within the Odyssean Order. And it's all about gathering knowledge and worshiping Otis. Now, a lot of it has kind of expanded beyond that worship. And there's a lot of information to be known about it. But what you guys would know sort of as observers and externals is that the Odyssean Order is a group of kind of knowledge-seeking wizards and priests and, you know, magic users and scholars who are probably one of the most powerful organizations across the world. And luckily for the world, or at least across the continent that you'd be aware of, and luckily for the continent, don't seem to have malicious intent necessarily. They just seemed hyper-focused and very neutral on information gathering. So if you... I'm trying to think of like examples that would be in like modern fiction. Have you ever played Skyrim, like the College of Winterhold and sort of their neutrality? But there's a little bit more... What is that fucking magic group? That's like hyperfixing. I can't think of it right now. Regardless, the Odyssean Order has branches everywhere. Their main sort of locations are called observatories. There are 4 main observatories. The Calce Observatory, which is actually in Limni. The Calce Archival Library, because the Calce Observatory... Actually, you wouldn't know what happened. Well, you might know what happened. We can do a history roll. But basically, there's 4, and these are the 4 sort of like main locations in which the Order operates out of. And then beyond that, you have archives. So they're like smaller. They're all libraries of sorts. And then you have libraries. You very likely would have run into one of these buildings in the various cities that you've been to. Now, the status kind of depends which city that's in. But, yeah, so that's they are essentially knowledge above everything. Yeah, and like it's what you need to know, knowledge above everything, and they have locations everywhere. Now, the Calce Observatory is known as like the head, or like the main location, and that is in the city of Limni. And Limni is the capital of the League of Lords, which is the country that you guys all started in. The nation, it's like a collection of nations. It's a confederacy sort of thing, in which each little kingdom is like a state almost. But yeah, Limni is the biggest one. So when they mentioned the Calce Observatory, Scorch, you would know that they're talking about the one in Limni, not the one in Calce, the city of Calce, because that one has a very specific name. But yes, does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions in terms of like the knowledge there? I've shown you guys the thing so you guys can look at all of that.
No, I
No
just love that
questions right
there's so
now.
much available. I'm gonna read through all this afterwards.
The formatting gets all funky sometimes on Roll20 and I hate it, but it's on there. But yeah, so that's the Odyssean Order. So yeah, so when he mentions the observatory, there's Calce Observatory, but it's probably the closest. Well, I suppose they could have been to Dauftin, the Dwarven capital. Or even I'll know. But this is interesting. Were they Odyssean? And to the two people, same as Alzara and Rose, the Odysseans are very, their symbols are very noticeable. It's an eye, typically on a book.
That's not what they had, right?
No, they're all their iconography was a silver sword.
Yeah. But we also don't know anything of those two orders being linked?
No, they're completely different, because you know earlier
Okay.
that the Silver Sword Inquisition is tied to the cult, or so the Order of Hema,
Yes.
the God of Blood. So
Yeah.
they're separate.
No. No, they were more into what did Vinny mention anything of what he saw?
No, just said swords and
Blood?
all of the. No, he never mentioned blood.
Or silver sword?
The Inquisition.
Mhm.
That is interesting.
I think so.
Well, I suppose they could be useful. Bunch of monster hunters. Why are they looking for us?
This from a particular group
What's that?
has their own intentions, I presume.
Interesting.
But whatever you want, of course.
Why would they be looking for us?
People, they were very interested. When there was a slight mention of people in the area, they seemed I don't want to say triggered, but
Triggered.
Did they say how they got here? Which ways they came from?
They were very cryptic about anything.
It's unfortunate. I'm just curious if they... He looks down. I'm just, curious if they saw anyone else.
Is it someone you're
Which
looking
brought were
for?
the first they saw.
Yeah, I'm curious if the other half of the city made it. But, right. Well, with the horsemen gone, my people are definitely safer. I've been considering trying to take back the city if possible, but, I don't know. We can't stay here forever. Whatever help you're willing to give us, we would be exceptionally grateful for. But don't feel inclined.
Everyone we
Wait.
seem to speak to about the city seems adamant to avoid it. So,
We sent a scouting party to, see if it would be possible to take back the lower city. People can't live in tents like this forever. The party returned some sick, some dead. Some didn't return at all. They spoke of walking creatures, dead. We don't know where they would have come from. they were pretty adamant that they didn't see any sort of lichens. Suppose that is an option, though, as we could try to push the city again. It would have to be smarter this time, beyond just a simple reconnaissance party. We could talk about setting up a forward operating base just outside the city walls. Pushing in from there. That way we wouldn't be operating at such a distance. But, there's always the option of trying to fight the corruption, eh? I don't
Zara
know
must
why I'm
withdraw.
looking at you for all this. I respect your opinions, that is all. After what you've done for our city. Kind of looks at the map that's sprawled across the table right now. The food pushed to the side, and he's just looking at it.
I mean, if you go back to the city, you're probably going to come across the others. They're trying to get in the city as well.
The silver sword. He rolls up the map. Heads upstairs. Follow if you wish. Anyone follows him upstairs, he rolls the map out on a larger map table, and you see a bunch of little wooden carvings and all of that set up on a larger scale map of Belosium. Do you know where they were? The Silver Sword? Where they're operating out of?
Would the mill be on the map?
Yeah. On the larger scale map, yeah, you'd see a little grouping that would probably be the mill.
Is that a mill over there?
Right near where the horseman was found, spotted.
Oh, yeah, they were right next to him.
That's not good. Interesting. But okay. So if they are there, and he picks up one of the little wooden carvings set to the side and places it on the table. Either we head for the lower city and try to take it, or we try to fight the corruption. My men can't do both. If we were to do the city, it would be setting up a forward operating base with some of the strongest men, and you all, if you wish to join, you do not have to. Please don't feel like you're pressured to yet. I'm simply asking your opinion. You are skilled warriors, from what I can tell. Forward operating base, and then we try to take back the city, street by street. The other option is trying to venture into the Belosic Wood. If we're to do that, it may be best that we try to settle some people in the city, it's the town of Lumbine, or what remains of it. It's north of... I'm gonna try to do this best I can without And almost. There you go. Alrighty, so this is sort of the map that you see before you. You know, it's all carved and there's flat parts to it. You see on the map he's got a little dot for where you guys are. Let me see if I can find a little circle here for the silver sword. I might not be able to do this thing, but we'll put this here. How big is that? There we go. Red is the party, and then so you guys have an idea of where you are, and then I will put like a little sort of circle for the people of Belosia. There you go. So if we were to take Lumbine up north, it is possible, but you know, not much would remain. But then we could push down towards the center of the forest, I suppose. But don't feel like you have to answer. I'm simply thinking aloud here. Look, I was never meant to lead a city. Whatever remains of it, I suppose. You are all obviously free to do what you wish. Please don't think.
I am not bound to anything. I don't really, no offense, care what I do. I'll let the others decide.
He looks at you all expectingly, awaiting an answer.
I just don't think we should rush into anything. Taking on a city of whatever, God knows what, we're still finding out about ourselves, let alone whatever else is out there. No one seems to want to tell us anything apart from cryptic warnings. So I imagine as much help as we can get. What's in the city that makes it so difficult to deal with?
From what was reported back, the shambling dead. And some woman who seemed to control them. They didn't make it far. Less than 100 feet into the city and they were overrun.
Do they know how people died?
Well, see, that's the thing, is a lot of people were mauled, killed. Some of them would turn into the lichens. Some people did die, of course. But we didn't see anything like that when we left the city. We were shocked. We thought we were going to go find an empty city when we sent the reconnaissance team.
What do you guys think? And she looks at Alflia. And glances over to Rose as well.
I'll let you decide. I don't mind.
What are we hoping to get from the forest?
You see, it seems to be where all the creatures are coming from. Lichens, they flock from it. The darkness. The creatures are far worse the closer you get to the center of the forest.
Well, then I would say by dealing with that first, you're ensuring that the people that we leave here are safe.
That's a fair point.
There's no point securing the city if you come back and everyone's dead.
You're not wrong.
Lavender nods.
We're gonna take the forest. You should know. You need light when you go in. Most of this forest is horrible, but the closer you get to that core, the more the darkness eats away at you.
I have a question.
Hmm.
You say we are going to take the forests. Are those people volunteering?
Yeah, they would be the men and women of the guard who wish to help. Though I really do think we should try to take the city, oh my goodness, the town of Lumbine. Plenty of good houses, buildings, etc. there that we could theoretically house up a bunch of troops, push down from the south whilst we push up from the north.
As long as they know what they're getting into and they have a choice.
Of course. No one works for the guard who doesn't believe in Belosia's future. Organize it, communicate. You see, there's a thing about magic here. Magic's such as sending messages, etc. fails a lot. We don't know why. That's a divination magic in the ways of such as scrying doesn't seem to work either. Forest kind of prevents it, it seems. So we'd have to communicate with birds, ravens, crows, whatever we could send. Owls.
You'd be sending an owl on an odyssey.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yes, I suppose that is one way to talk about it. Lumbine should be empty, so we could send a good number of troops there, but... Well, I don't know if... See, here's the thing. We can send that force northward, but, We run the risk if it's not empty, you lose everyone. So there's always the possibility of a scouting party to clear it, and
That's where we come in.
that's where
Right.
you come in. If you wish.
Like I said, my fellow travel companions can make that decision.
I could, the Argent Reconnaissance, they were a group, is that, were the ones who scouted the city. I'm sure I could, see if the group would like to get back together to come with you. At least specifically Melanie. Melanie is, she's a hawk handler. I'm sure she could handle ravens, owls, or even a hawk to send messages.
I don't want too many people if we're doing scouting. I have my own fair expertise with that, but she sounds interesting.
Melanie is good. Like I said, she went to the city to help with the reconnaissance. There was also her hawk, of course, too. There was Chloe. Chloe is the leader of the reconnaissance. She's good in battle, and she's trained for this sort of thing. We also sent a couple extra members to support them. Members of the militia who were there to, support the recon team. There was Leo, Guy, and Lucas. That might be more people than you want, but if you want just the pure scouts, that would be Chloe, Melanie, her hawk too, and Jade, of course. She's a druid.
Yes, I think we've met.
But I could send additional militia members or hunters with you to support you if you wish.
Zara looks at the others.
Never mind, I'm kind of just subscribed to the Owl Odyssey idea.
The less the better. For a scouting trip.
It's gonna be dangerous, just so you know. But Chloe, Melanie, and Jade, plus yourselves, or at least which of you wish
Why
to go.
that Jade person?
Well, she's a member of the reconnaissance. If you do not wish for her to go, I understand, but if we are sending the blue berets, we should send them all, no?
Yeah. Alright.
Like I said, I'm not going to push any of you to do what you don't want, but, he looks at those who haven't spoken.
Rough.
You're muted, Groff, if you're talking.
Yes, totally planned there. Real.
What does that mean?
I totally knew I was muted the whole time and totally did
Okay,
not
back.
just forget everything I just said.
Oh boy.
What?
The question was if you wanted to go with them to the city or the town of Lumbine, to the north, or you wish to do your own thing.
We can go there, but isn't the point of what we're doing here to go to Belosia? Why take the detour out there if we could just go right in?
The people here are getting attacked from the forest. If we take all of the best people over to Hopsipaloosia, there's going to be no one to keep them safe here. So there's going to be no reason to take back the city.
Oh no, it doesn't make much sense to me.
We have to make sure that our
Oh,
butts
whatever.
are protected when we go in.
I'll go with you guys. It's fine.
All right. If
Hit
you
first,
can get,
ask questions later.
if you can get your people ready, then.
I'll gather up all the people I know.
Looks at his hand and then points to all his fingers, then clenches in a fist. I'm ready.
Thank you, Graf. I also was talking to.
I clench my fist in a fist and also say that I'm ready.
Great. Yep. Great.
It'll take a day or two to maybe a little bit more to get the supplies. Are you all gonna want a cart, or because I don't think you're gonna get it through the forest?
I mean, may as well just take one as far as it'll go. We can always bring it back after.
You'll get about to the edge of the field here. But we could get you one if you like. Just so you know, Falky, the cart that you had earlier was left at the wizard's house when you guys were fleeing from the werewolves. I'd like to think Falky's like saying a lot of things, but doesn't realize he's muted half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funnier this way, though.
Well, we'll get your supplies ready, of course, and procure an animal to be able to send messages back and forth.
The less bulk we have on us when we're scouting, not knowing what's gonna happen, the best.
You can see if you can pick up any equipment from the blacksmith. There's a few people who have magical items around. There's a shop in the eastern quarter. And I'm sure the Odysseans might be able to help you. But yeah, take the time to prepare. Get your prayers in. Speak to who you must, but I will say we did have other members of the reconnaissance, but beyond the 3 that I've mentioned. But 2 of them are sick, one of them's retired, and one of them's missing. 3 others have passed away. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
What are they missing? We can try and find it while we're out.
They are missing.
Right.
Lavetta just like stares at her for a minute, wondering if she's serious.
Two days' time. I'll make sure the rest are ready, and blame for that.
Alright.
You're doing us something I don't even know how we would repay you for. If we could stop those beasts. You're the heroes.
Zara just already leaves and leads Lavetta out.
Zara,
Kind of
as
follows.
you exit, you see that guard from before now sparring with Vinny, who now has a metal short sword in his hand. And he's like, this guard's getting tripped up as Vinny's like swinging at him. Short sword in hand.
Point up more, Vinny.
Oh, yes. Yes. And you see as he like swings and hits the guy's armor. It's Mike. He's very good, isn't he? And then he's like, on guard! And he's like going crazy.
Zara just continues to lead Lavetta.
As you cross that line again, Lavetta, you feel a sense of calm come over you. It's still uneasy, but it's better.
She kind of lowers her shoulders. She doesn't seem as tense anymore.
She just keeps walking,
Thank
holding on to
you.
Lavetta.
Hmm.
Worse.
We probably should have waited for the others, right?
It's not like we left them, to die.
Right, did the others just leave us to die?
Death to the non-believers.
Wait, who has my hand? And she looks around. Hans?
I believe you called him Hans.
Are you calling the hand Hans?
Yes, she is.
I think he's gone.
Wasn't the hand with a flea?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was on my shoulder.
Oh wait, I thought that was... Okay, no, that's fine. He can chill out there. He looks like he's having fun. I don't want to interrupt that. And Prim walks out.
And as you all walk out, I think we shall end today's session there. The last few preparations for your trip to Lumbine. It's uncertain what's to come, what you will encounter along the way. There's something to be said, though, about uncertainty. What may come of it. Thank you all for playing today.
Thank you.
Of course.
GG's.
Thank you.
I am going to go have a bite to eat, and then I think I'm going to get on Odessa for some EMS time. So that should be fun.
Question. If I gain the light cantrip and then cast it on the hand, does it mean he's got like the power of ET now? Because you can do the whole hand thing and you can like go scurry around the like forest, like scaring all the lichens, but it's like holding a finger out. Like a single finger has the light.
My
Because you can
question
cast
is,
it
if
on
you
it,
cast
please.
it
A
on the
walking
hand,
lantern.
if you cast it on the hand and then I reattach it, is it still just the hand that's glowing? And if I take the
It's-
bracelet
you can
off,
only
is
cast
it
it on
cut
a-
off in a perfect line?
You can cast it. It's cast on an object. I don't think you can cast it on, like, a person.
Yeah, but the bracelet.
That's a fair point.
Mm.
Oh, boy. Oh, I will give... Oh, Perry's
Instant
messing-
regrets.
Yeah. Give the best boy a treat.
He's already had a lot of treats today. I don't know if he needs more, but okay, Rudy, come here, honey. Come here, Booty. Booty. Treat.
Alright, so now I'm gonna redeem you,
Nope.
Roaring
Nope,
Prim
nope, nope.
losing all her limbs because she found another 6 bands. Wait, you increased the cost of it, you deviant?
Yeah, I did suggest that because she threw a tantrum when I redeemed it once. One time.
Did not throw a tantrum.
You did.
honey.
You did. You threw a tantrum.
Wait, which one?
Bye,
The
chat.
draw.
Thank you for watching.
Quick
I'll
draw.
be actually
If anyone
be-
has
Oh, if
15,000
only-
points.
If only I had to, man.
Wait, I
I'm
actually
gonna
think I have that. How much is it?
Oh my gosh, I'm
15,000.
switching
I'm
over to Odessa here in a bit.
14.7.
Yeah.
Just give me like 5 minutes to go get food, chat, and then I'll be on Odessa.
Yeah.
Bye.
And then Ava will be on Odessa too.